What's up, party people? Mr. ASMR Boy here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and gum chewing video. This is let's go in for the second one. Well, first off, happy Friday, everybody. We have all officially made it 2 weeks into the new year. I hope it's going well for all of my party people out there. Speaking of the new year, I've seen quite a few memes lately, basically about 2021 and how it is replicative of 2020. I personally have hope that this year's gonna be even a little better than last year. It's funny because many of the memes, some that many of you guys have probably already seen, are say stuff like 2020 set the bar so low. It's like, come on, 2021, you don't even have to be a great year. You don't have to be amazing. Just better than 2021. My favorite one that I've seen though was the Joker showing, I forgot who the other person was, but basically it was the Joker from Batman who was representing 2020, and he was showing year 2021 around the office, and I thought it was hilarious. So basically 2020 showing 2021 their way around. But no, I have hope that this year will be a lot better. If you just heard that beep or sound, that was actually my oven. I'm gonna make a pizza for lunch. It's actually a frozen pizza from Trader Joe's, and it is a combination pizza. There is pepperoni, sausage, bell peppers, mushroom, and I believe onions. I'll probably take the onions off because onions give me a stomach ache, so I ain't really down for onions like that. Oops, sorry. as many of you know from a previous video, I did get a Tesla, purchased a Tesla the day before. Oh no, well, I picked it up on New Year's Eve, so I picked it up December 31st. So I've had it for slightly over 2 weeks now, and I purchased it almost like 3 weeks ago from my bed, because Tesla is like that, which is crazy. It's so geared towards millennials, and I think they know we want to eliminate as much of the unnecessary contact, hustle and bustle as possible. So it was great not having to negotiate, just having like, this is their set price. The amount that I thought they were going to give me for my Acura that I traded in, they gave me more than I thought I was going to get. My Acura was only two years old. It was a 2019, but I had like very low miles on it, so that's what like bumped the price up. But I thought they were going to try and lowball me, and they didn't at all, so that was really cool. So yes, I've been driving it now for about 14 days. I did get a pearl white Model 3, and so far I'm loving it. The biggest change for me is the whole fact that it's an electric vehicle, obviously, but the part that is kind of, I don't know, right now it's seeming like an inconvenience, but I don't think it's necessarily an inconvenience as much as I'm making it one, is having to charge my car. Like, obviously it's an electric vehicle, I should have expected that, but so I get 1 year of free charging at Tesla charging stations. There are many other type of electric vehicle charging stations around town. My apartments have some here, which they are charge point. So the ones in my apartment are charge point. It costs about $2.20 for 2 hours worth of charging. But since they are not Tesla charging stations or whatnot, it'll take me about 10 hours to completely charge my car here, which is still not that much money. It's like $20, but I get free charging from Tesla for an entire year. So of course, like, I'm gonna go to a Tesla charging station opposed to taking 10 hours for my car to charge at my apartment. But the nearest Tesla charging station, and it's not even far, but it's just like not on my way to my family's house, not on the way to my apartment, not on my way to like the gym, none of that stuff. It's kind of out of its way, but it's like 6 or 7 miles away, which isn't that far, but I would never go in that direction hardly ever go in that direction had I not had my current Tesla. It's actually at a mall, and it's it's on the outside of the mall, towards the back, which is that's been the only inconvenience that I have encountered is the charging of the vehicle. So, and when I take it to a Tesla charging station, I get a full charge in about 30 minutes. And it's free, completely free for the first year. After that, it'd probably be like $2 probably like $5 to get a full charge. And I'm noticing that a full charge is lasting me about 5 to 6 days. So that would average to having to charge my car about 5 to 6 times a month. Which isn't too bad, but when I compare it to my last car, obviously it took gas, but it would obviously take like 2 minutes to fill up, and that gas would last me about like a full week, so like an extra day or two. But that's the only downside, I guess, for me so far of owning a Tesla, is having to kind of go out of my way to charge my car. Obviously, like I said, my apartments have EV, electric vehicle chargers, but these ones would take about 10 hours to completely fill up my car, and I would have to pay about $20 to get a full charge in 10 hours. Or I can drive the 6.5 miles to the Tesla charging stations for free and charge my vehicle in 30 minutes. It's like an obvious choice. Save time and money, but gotta drive out a little bit. But I don't always want to drive out. So that's been the catch-22 as of late. But other than that, there's so many like dope and unnecessary features that the car has, which makes it a lot of fun. So I've set up the autonomous driving on the freeway, full self-driving, and then the vehicle summons. So I've only done the vehicle summons at one point, and that was at my parents' house, my family's house, and it's so crazy because you could be down the street, the car literally starts itself, turns on its blinkers, it'll come to you up to like, I think 300 feet, which is crazy. There's 8 cameras around the car, and it was so weird to watch the car move the steering wheel, wheels moving, vehicle completely in motion with no one inside of it. That just makes me think that I think we are so close as a nation, but also as a planet, to having full autonomous driving vehicles, like even taxis. I think at some point within the next like 5 to 10 years are going to be completely humanless. Like, you could call for one on an app and it'll just like come to you, which is so crazy. Very cool, convenient, questionable. But yeah, I think that these autonomous cars are so interesting and pretty remarkable and out of this world. But so another feature on the car. Okay, so the full self-driving, I've used it on the freeway maybe about 10 times at this point. I've been trying to use it purposely, like even if I go just like 7 miles out to see my parents, which is about how far they live, just not in the direction of the Tesla charging stations. But only I use it a lot even when I don't need the full self-driving, because you kind of have to train the vehicle. They say for the first 500 miles that you are essentially like training your vehicle, getting it used to roads, getting it used to various turns, stopping, going. So far it's been pretty excellent, but there was one time specifically I was on the freeway driving out to, if you're from Southern California, I was driving to Victoria Gardens, which is in Rancho Cucamonga, about 25 to 30 minutes from where I live, give or take with traffic. And I put my my blinker on to turn into the next lane. It was on full self-driving on the freeway. You do gotta keep your hands on the wheel though, and if your hands aren't on the wheel, every like 2 minutes it'll start flashing a blue light, and you gotta put your hands on it and apply like a slight pressure just so it knows that a human is there, you are awake, and you are not dead. But so when it's on full self-driving, once you turn your blinker on, going up would mean obviously to the right. And so I did that. But the ramp that I was needing to take was coming up so quick that I needed to get over very fast. That was probably my fault. And my car was probably going about, so I set it to go to a top speed of 75 miles per hour, which is like decent and a decent rate of speed. But how I said, I was so close to getting onto the next lane, or needing to get over to the next lane to take the ramp towards to get the 15 freeway, what it's called. My car slowed down so fast, like the brakes were, I think like there was a lot of pressure on the brakes. Like that car wasn't playing around. It was like, we gotta slow down and get over to the next lane. So it scared me though, like legit. My heart sunk into like my butt almost, it felt like, because I was scared that like a car was gonna hit me, because there was a car behind me. It wasn't like super close, but if it was, it probably would have hit me. So my car slowed down so fast just to get into the next lane, and it did so. Like it did it successfully, but that was one of the least gracious, smooth transitions from one lane to the next that I had experienced in a very long time. And you know, it's one thing if like the driver does it. If I myself would have done it, it's because that's what I was expecting. Like, you know, that would have meant that I already like scoped out my surroundings. But it really scared me only because since I had it in full self-driving, like my hands were still on the wheel and whatnot, but I felt like I didn't necessarily scope out my surroundings as much because it was in full self-driving. The car was basically operating autonomously at that point. So at that point, that's when I learned like you really still got to be looking in all directions just to make sure, because had I been looking in all those directions, like my heart wouldn't have sunk into my butt, because I would have known that the car behind me wasn't like super close. But but it still stopped so, like, slowed down so fast just to get over. That was the part that was also, like, I'm still learning a lot about it myself, so that was probably a portion of it my fault, obviously, because now I know that if I need to get into the other lane, not to turn my blinker on last minute. That's something I need to do, like, at least a mile before, so I don't run into that same issue. But other than that, everything else has been pretty smooth, and the music, well, not the music, the speakers bump. Like, when I tell you that the music sounds so good in that car, the music sounds so good in that car. So clear and, like, crisp and, like, just so full. And yeah. But something else that, dang, you guys can hear my stomach, I have legit not eaten today, and it is almost 1 p.m. But another thing that I find so amusing about the car is the horn. Sorry. So the horn is, like, ridiculous. It's a nice sounding horn, super solid, super, like, a thick sounding horn. But you can add sound effects to the horn of the car. So the sound effects are inclusive of you hit the horn and then you add a sound effect that sounds off after the sound of the horn goes out. So you can add a fart noise. You can add a goat noise sound. You can add mariachis. You can add an alarm. And it's almost like an alarm, like if you were at a club, legit. It's like burr, 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 burr. Like that a DJ would play as they're mixing songs and everybody's getting wild and crazy. But so yeah, so there is, the sound effects are pretty hilarious. I've done the goat one too, and so you basically hit the sound of the alarm, and then right after that, that's when the sound effect plays. So I think it's so funny, especially the fart one, and it's so great when another driver makes a mistake, you can honk and then it'll rip one out with the fart noise. I still need to do like a walk around or something. I'll do one at some point. Maybe not even like an ASMR video, but just so you guys can check it out, because I've been talking about it for a little while. So I should probably do a walk around. I really need to take it to get washed though. I have a membership for a car wash where you just like drive your car through, and I haven't gone for 2 weeks. So that's one of my errands I need to run this weekend. But yeah, other than that, even the first day when I picked up the car, my brother came with me, and I was in the driver's seat driving, my brother was in the passenger seat. I had the car in drive for about maybe 5 minutes, and I could not figure out how to get the car to move. The car was ready to move. It was in drive, ready to go. You would have thought it was like my first day driving or something. The car is so quiet, like very oddly quiet, that it's hard to tell that the car's on. And it's so crazy because you take your foot off of the accelerator. So the accelerator is essentially the gas pedal. So you take your foot off the accelerator and the car stops very, like, pretty quickly, like pretty suddenly. You don't necessarily even need to apply your foot or pressure on the brake because the car kind of starts stopping as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator. So, you know, with like most cars, you have to keep your foot on the brake or you'll start moving forward. This one, you take your foot off the brake accelerator, it sits completely still. But I think my favorite thing in the car is definitely the solar panel roof, the glass roof. I think that's so dope. The best view in the car though is from the back seat, so whoever is driving or riding in the back seat literally has the best view because you get the whole view of like the sun and the sky, and I think that's super cool. But another cool feature that it has is the charging of the phone. So like this phone in the center console, all I have to do is put my phone down in the center console, and there's like a little bit of a space where it'll hold your phone and it charges it automatically. Like you don't need a charger. Literally just put your phone down and it charges it. And then there's space for 2 phones. It charges Apple and Android, which is so dope. I had one of my friends try it who has an Android, and it worked. So good on Tesla for making a universal phone charger. But I have an iPhone 11, I think the Pro Max, and my work phone is an iPhone 7. Like, we madly need to upgrade that 7, but I noticed that my car only charges my 11. It does not charge the iPhone 7, so it don't go that far back, so it has to be like a somewhat newer model phone, I'm assuming. Because when did the iPhone 7 come out? In like, I don't even remember. I want to say the iPhone 7 came out around like 2013, 14, so it's been a while. Like, we need to upgrade that phone. My work needs to upgrade that phone. But yeah, so far I've been enjoying the car. Oh, and it also has karaoke. So it's karaoke for your car. And the dashboard is like a large size screen. Almost like probably the size of an iPad. Mine is turned this way though. It's probably like this big. Like this big. It's a pretty big screen. And so karaoke basically has a whole list of available music. You hit the song you want. Say you want to do Bye 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 by by NSYNC. You hit the song. It's like the instrumental is a little bit louder, the vocals are a little bit faded, and it on the screen brings up all of the lyrics. It makes you hit a button that says that the driver is not participating, basically. And for everybody else, it gives the instrumental with the light vocal and the lyrics and karaoke. But yeah, and the cool thing too, there's also like dash cams. So if I want to, there's 8 cameras. I can record from any of the cameras. So I think that's a great safety feature too, just in case you're ever in a situation where an interaction needs to be recorded. So, and a sneaky one too. So I don't know, I think it's cool to be able to have that feature on there. Well, we are I was making this video in my head. Once I got to the 10-minute mark, I was like, 25 minutes. Hit 25 minutes. And now we're at 30. I couldn't wait to see you all though, so there's always a lot to talk about. But anyways, guys. Oh, also, I just had to share this find with you from Trader Joe's. It is Trader Joann's lip balm. Basically chapstick, obviously, but it is so good. So Trader Joann's lip balm, Virtuoso Broad Spectrum SPF 15. It is spearmint lip balm, and it says music to your lips. And it has 50% organic ingredients, but a pack of 3 of these at Trader Joe's is only $3, which is a really good deal. So if you guys go to Trader Joe's and you like the smell of spearmint, pick yourself some up some. Pick yourself up some. Pick some up for yourself. Who am I, freaking Yoda? I started the video like that on purpose, but then I'm ending the video like that because that's who I really am. But no, highly recommend. It was sitting here on my desk and just thought I'd mention it to you, because what's the point in knowing of something and not sharing it with those that matter the most? So get you some. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you're asleep. If you're not asleep, what's your favorite brand of chapstick? Drop that down in the comment section below and I will know you made it to the end of this video. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful. Peace.